Welcome back to the Spiked and Psyched podcast. This is episode 16, and I'm your host, Val Constein, Nike athlete, two-time Olympian, steeplechaser.
And I'm Kyle. Now that it's spring, I guess you could say official home owner, grass cut-
boy.
cutter.
Yeah, Kyle's the lawn boy.
I just went fully stupid there. Yeah. What has it been, 3 weeks since our last episode?
Yep.
We tried to make it 2. We were ambitious last week, and we failed.
We failed, but the reason we didn't do it immediately was because Kyle went to Las Vegas.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. Had to go to Las Vegas for a work trip, which was...
Well, Kyle had to work an expo.
Yeah, it was cool. I'm very glad I got to go. I have to be careful because people from work could watch this, but it was really cool. I basically I was one of me and another person won a contest in our sales segment to go to this conference basically, or convention, and but it was cool because we got to go to Vegas, and I think Vegas can be fun for a couple days. To gamble and drink and whatever, but having to wake up and then do work stuff is pretty brutal. So that was yeah, but I mean, anyways, we got through it. It's every time I've been to Vegas has been for work stuff, besides when I was a kid and went for soccer tournament.
Oh yeah, the Thanksgiving soccer tournaments in Vegas.
Yeah, but yeah, we went, we worked, and then at night we gambled and drank, and we were up on the trip. Yeah, it was a very successful
gambling.
Which last 2 times I've gone to Vegas, I'm up a good chunk of change. Last time was a little bit better than this time, but this time still up quite a lot. And then the guy I went with actually turned $50 into $3,000, which was insane.
And you guys were just playing roulette.
Yeah, we were just playing roulette. Yeah. We sat on the roulette table the last night till 4 a.m.
Nice.
That was pretty fun.
Well,
because we were winning the whole time for the most part. So it's roulette is I mean, any gambling is pretty defeating when you just win or lose quickly, or lose a lot, or losing consistently. But when you're slowly winning over hours, it's pretty fun. So,
and drinking probably.
Yeah. We were in the tank by the end of that.
Yeah, I remember I called Kyle after he stayed up until 4 a.m. in the morning or whatever, and you sounded so sleepy.
Yeah,
and you had to work,
awful.
and then your flight, and you had to leave your room, and so you're working in the hotel lobby or whatever.
I was fighting demons for sure. I was in a body bag the last day of the day I was flying home.
Yeah,
it was awful.
It's pretty funny.
I'm just some people can go on those things and just just go to bed at 9.
That would be me. I could do that.
No, yeah, for sure. I can't do that shit. You're well, I'm here.
But you also have FOMO. If someone's hey, Kyle, do you want to go do this thing? You're hell yeah, I want to do that thing.
Yeah, I'm always down.
Yeah. Kyle is always down, which is great. But also, it can bite you in the buns.
Yeah. For sure.
Yeah, for sure.
But anyways, yeah, we're up. If I felt like shit, I mean, felt like shit a couple of the days that I was there.
Yeah.
But if you felt like shit a couple of days and you lost money, that's extra bad.
Yeah.
So luckily that wasn't the case.
Yeah.
So
I haven't been to Vegas in a really long time. I can't even remember.
Yeah, I mean, it's not.
I don't think as an adult I've ever been to Vegas.
Yeah, I mean, if you don't want to drink or gamble, don't go. Place is like a hellhole.
I read the book Fear and Loathing in Las Vegas last year, and that book takes place in Vegas, and it's pretty much depicted as a hellhole, where Hunter S. Thompson is tripping balls in a casino.
Yep.
Yeah, pretty crazy.
Yep. No, I mean, yeah, and I've only been there for work stuff, which is fucking hilarious because, yeah, work people
You get to see your colleagues in a very unique setting.
No, it's fun. Honestly, the guy I went with from work, like that was in my sales segment, was actually one of my friends, so it actually turned out like perfect.
Yeah.
Because it could have been someone I didn't know, and then it would have been like, oh, that sucks. So, yeah, no, it ended up being it was cool, but it was also like I was very happy to be heading home when it was over.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, anyway, so that's why, long story long there. That's why we didn't do a podcast.
And then last week we just didn't plan well for it.
No, I think yeah. So, anyways, we did, but a lot of stuff has happened
Yeah, yeah.
since then. I mean, obviously you've been training, but also World Indoors happened.
10.
Yeah, the 10 happened, so like outdoor track is officially here. Yeah, so I think we're gonna go through some of that, and then Stanford just happened this
Mhm.
weekend.
Yep.
Stanford Invite and CU, bunch of CU athletes ran really good,
Mhm.
and then yeah, F1.
Still
F1
going.
races happened, so I'm gonna crash out about that later. I'm coming back for round 2 on that.
Yeah, exactly.
But yeah, how's your training been going?
Yeah, it's actually been going, like, really, really, really well. I probably couldn't have asked for a better block of training. Knock on wood, hopefully I can stay healthy and things keep trending in the right direction, but 2 weeks ago on Friday, well, just a bit about my training. I usually do, like, a pretty gigantic threshold session on Tuesday, and then on Thursday or Wednesday's an easy day. Thursday, I usually do some strides and some steeplechase hurdles, and then Friday's usually VO2 max, Saturday's easy, Sunday long run, Monday's easy. And that's kind of what we've been doing, rinse and repeat for the last, 2 months at this point. And so last Friday, I had my VO2 max workout and I had 5x K cut down. And it was like, we did it on the outdoor track. It was a little cool, a little breezy, but conditions were fine. And I ended up averaging 3 minutes per K for the whole entire workout. And that's the fastest 5x K cut down I've ever done. I closed in a 2:55, which isn't the fastest I've ever closed in the workout, but
The average was the best.
the average was the best. So pretty much my first one was like 3:04, second one was I think like 3:01, and then I ran 3 minutes, 2:59, and then 2:55. And so the average was the fastest. And I did it by myself. Sometimes I am able to have people pace me through it, or at least parts of it. But this one I did pretty much completely solo. The CU women started their K like 5 or 10 seconds before me. And then I was just trying to catch them and pass them.
Yeah, that's a cool and unique way of kind of having pacers.
Yeah, it was pretty cool. But it was also
Didn't Dalton help you pace too?
Dalton helped me 3 weeks ago when you were in Vegas.
Oh, okay.
3 weeks ago when he was in Vegas, I had this workout where I did 3 by mile at
And then
like,
he was pacing you on the last couple.
and then 3 by K after that. So the 3 by mile was like at 5:25 and then 5:20.
Mm.
And then the 3 by K, Dalton paced me for all 3 Ks, and he brought me through in like a 3:07, a 3:01, and then we actually ran 2:50 for the last one.
Yeah, that's fast.
So that was a really good one, but obviously when you start at a 3:07, the average is going to be slower.
Yeah, and for context, Dalton is an assistant coach at CU, and he's the man.
Yeah, he helps me out a lot actually, which is really great. And he also has done the training that I do, like Carlson's training. And so he has a lot of like really good insights. And if I have questions about stuff, he has kind of been advising me through a lot of this stuff, which has been great. And then this past Friday, just a couple days ago, I had like a very hardcore sprint session because kind of before this session, all of the VO2 max stuff that I've been doing have been like miles and Ks, just really long repeats.
Yep.
The suffering kind. But then this Friday I had 400s, 300s, and 200s. And I ended up running pretty fast for the workout. I ran faster than the assignment. Not because I was, yeah, but not because I was like really pressing super hard to do it. It's just kind of what felt natural, which is kind of cool.
Yeah.
I was pressing though in the last set. I had my spikes on and I was excited.
Yeah, you looked really good. It was cool. A lot of workouts. I used to go to more workouts. When you're like I don't know, you had like more singular workouts. Now you usually have like a lot of like double sessions. But yeah. Anyways, I gotta go to that workout, and yeah, it was pretty cool to watch. You look pretty smooth, and you're running really fast. So
Which
yeah,
is,
exciting.
yeah, it's super exciting because I am actually confirmed for Bryan Clay in 2
Let's go.
weeks.
What are you racing?
I'm racing a 1500
Dang,
at Bryan Clay. So
dang. You got any goals, or are you gonna keep that to yourself?
I'd like to PR. I'll just put that out there.
I
I think I'm in PR shape.
yeah, I think you're in PR shape.
So it's just, why are you laughing?
I don't know. It was funny because you're like, I want to PR. But yeah, Val finished her workout, and then like we were going over the splits, and she was like, I think I'm pretty fit, and I'm sitting there like, yeah, stupid,
Yeah.
stupid head. But yeah, no, I'm excited for you.
Yeah, so that'll be super fun. And the CU team is actually going to Bryan Clay. And so it'll be really, really nice to be able to travel with them and spend some time with them. And obviously, they'll all be there too. They're all super supportive. And, I'm excited to see a lot of the athletes race as well. So I love Bryan Clay. It's probably one of my favorite meets, even though it's like the least hardcore one
Of your season,
of my season.
It's kind of the opener.
Yeah,
Well, it is the opener.
It's the opener. It's always really fun. So
Yeah.
I'm looking forward to it.
It's crazy too that like outdoor track is here, like especially like, I mean, obviously like the 10 happened, but I feel like the 10 always feels really early.
Yeah.
But then I feel like, Stanford happened this week, and then Bryan Clay. Like once Bryan Clay is here, it's like, oh yeah, it's like officially like the outdoor season. Obviously, it's already officially the outdoor season, but yeah, it's just crazy. Like it was here before we knew it, And so it's kind of like for you, like the start of the real part of the year.
I know. Yeah.
So
All the
super
hard
exciting.
work,
Yep.
just had my head down, been grinding, been doing like crazy threshold stuff, and
Yep.
like that kind of stuff sucks, but it's all for what's coming up.
Yeah, exactly. So yeah, super exciting. But I guess speaking of, you want to recap some of the track stuff that's happened?
Yeah, sure. I mean, I guess world champs happened, but that's kind of old news at this point. Americans did really well.
Yep.
Obviously.
Yeah, we could just highlight quickly like some of the Americans. I think first foremost, Emily McCain, 3K, getting a silver medal.
That's huge.
It's pretty sick. Yeah, so excited to see what she can do outdoors, but she's clearly like hitting her stride after coming to Boulder, which is cool to see. And then Nikki Hiltz, they were in the 1500, got third, which is obviously amazing. Yeah. Cole Hawker got second in the men's 3K. Which I feel like the Josh Kerr, Cole Hawker rivalry is starting to build. Like they're both doing like their same celebrations. I think Josh Kerr copied Cole Hawker's like sleeping like celebration from Milrose. It's kind of funny because like, talking trash and like having a rivalry and like running is so hard and like kind of forced, but it is good for the sport. So yeah, hopefully they can maybe lean into that a little bit. But yeah, anyways, what else am I missing? Oh yeah, Addie Wiley, she got third
I think so.
in the 800.
Yeah.
She got third in the 800, which is sick. I think that's her first global medal. Which is sick. And then Cooper Lutenhouse won the 800. Just fucking nuts.
A kid. And the announcers were like, he's here for spring break, and then 2 days he starts back up high school again.
It's so insane to just be like that good that young. Yeah. Like, yeah. I mean, obviously, like if he can keep developing, I mean, I don't even know.
I know, it's really exciting.
Yeah, it's crazy.
It's really exciting to have such a young talent. And
well, and it was interesting too because like at USA's in outdoor, he like kind of blew up. And then at Worlds, he kind of like, because after USA's, everyone was like, when he ran 142, I think it was like, holy shit, this dude could like do well in like the final. And then I think like in the rounds, we were kind of reminded like, okay, yeah, he's like kind of young and like doesn't have a ton of experience. But yeah, then this indoor season, I mean, he really like ran like a pro.
Yeah, he went to
quick
work
learner or whatever. So
I mean, this is really good for him. Like,
yeah, huge for his confidence.
Yep. Good for Nike.
Yeah, fuck yeah, shout out Nike.
Shout out Nike.
Yeah, so Cooper Lukenhaus is insane.
And so
crazy.
Yeah, the Americans did really well in the World Track Championships.
Yeah, are we missing anything? I think that's everything.
I mean, that's everything that I remember. Obviously, I mean, I didn't really watch the field events. Didn't really watch much of the sprints.
You watch the field events?
Well,
just kidding. Yeah,
but
we
from a middle distance to distance perspective, Team USA did really well, and so it's really exciting because obviously there's no World Championships this outdoor season, but next year there will be, and so it'll be really cool to see the momentum build over the next couple years.
Yeah, it's such an interesting thing. Like everyone's talking about outdoor, and everyone like some people are like talking about it, like, oh, it's like kind of like a gap year. So interesting. It'll be interesting. It's weird though because like the Ultimate Championships that are happening, I feel like they're trying to make it like this like even bigger thing.
But they don't even have all the events, so how is it even?
I think they do.
No, they don't.
I think they do.
They don't have all the events.
I think they're all confirmed.
Not the steeplechase.
Yeah, but I think that's just been like talked about.
And there's no 10K.
Yeah.
And there aren't like any.
No. I'm saying, yeah. Of course, yeah. Oh, what you're saying is there's not all the events. What I was saying was that it's supposed to be like the Ultimate Championships, like the ultimate version.
Well,
but it's like everyone's not treating it that way. Like
nobody.
For example, like Sydney McLaughlin, like she's not racing this year.
Yep.
She's like one of the biggest track stars in the world. So it's like, I don't know. I don't really feel like, I don't know. My kind of perception of the Ultimate Championships was like they're trying to make it this like big thing, but none of the athletes seem to give a fuck. That's like the vibe I get.
Well,
I don't know. Maybe I'm wrong.
I mean, I haven't heard very many people talking too much about it, but if they really want to get people excited, they should just have big purses, and then people will start to get excited.
Yeah.
Because that's what you do. I mean, that's what Diamond League does. That's how Diamond League gets people.
Yeah, for sure. Well, my question is like, is it technically like a real World Championships?
No, it's not a real World Championships.
Well, but it is like the World Championships. It's the World Ultimate Championship.
I know. Okay, much about it, and I will be curious to see and learn more about it because they can kind of do whatever they want. Like they're talking about, maybe having a mile steeplechase, but then how do they decide who's going to go?
Mile steeplechase would be sick. Yeah, you'd have to do it based on world ranking for the steeple, for the 3K.
Yeah,
I think.
I agree, but I'm sure
you can't have world ranking for an event that no one runs.
I know that, but also like. I mean,
it's based on world ranking though. That's how they're.
It will be for sure, but I'm not. But I could see some people might be better in a mile steeplechase than a 3K.
Yeah.
So you might not necessarily have the best mile steeplechasers there if it's just off of 3K world ranking.
Oh, yes.
Potentially.
Yeah.
I don't know.
I mean, I would say like the best steeplechasers would be the best at that event because it's still a steeple. I don't know. I mean, who knows? Also, but like the red rankings, like points and system is confusing as shit. So.
It really is. But anyways, moving on from that.
Yeah. No one cares.
No one cares about Ultimate Championships until they have a steeplechase. Then we care.
Yeah. Also, like, just side note, don't understand that. Like the steeple, like unbiased as I possibly can be, I really think like the steeplechase is like one of the most interesting events. Like if you follow track and field, like
you're so biased.
Yeah, no, but it's sick though. It's fucking sick. It's always been sick. The steeple is sick. I ran the steeple. Steeple's fucking cool, man.
I agree. I mean, I agree. I love the steeplechase. Yeah. I don't know if I'd be able to be at this level had there not been steeplechase.
Guys, all right, what's next? The 10. The only result out of that I personally felt like was super interesting. And that's not to say that there wasn't other interesting results, but just like from our perspective, the 10K I would say is probably of the track events, like of the distance events, is probably the event we're maybe not least familiar. Like the 800 and the 10K are probably equal.
Mm-hmm.
But Shelby made her debut in the 10K.
Mm-hmm.
Tried to go after the American record. Didn't quite run that, but still ran pretty good. I believe she ran like 30-50.
Yep.
Yeah.
Something like that, yeah.
Yeah, so that's pretty good.
It's really good for a debut.
Yeah, super good.
And, after the race, she admitted, she was like, yeah, the 10K is a lot harder than I thought.
I think it was just like that effort was hard. But yeah. I mean, but
The 10K is no joke.
yeah.
It's really hard.
Yeah. But I think it's smart for Shelby to move up to potentially do the 10K.
I agree. Yeah.
Yeah, because like the 5K is getting crazy.
The 1500's insane.
Yeah, insane.
And it's just going to keep getting more and more insane because these kids keep running faster and faster.
Yeah, the 1500 is.
And so the 10K is something that, like, yes, obviously you have to be really talented to get to that level, but also working really, really hard can give you a leg up.
Yeah.
And she's incredibly talented. Shelly Houlihan's like one of the most talented U.S. swimmers to ever do it. And so her stepping into the 10K, I think she can run really, really well.
Yeah, it'll be interesting to see, like, again, because it's kind of like an off year.
Yeah.
That's why like everyone's talking about it. So like people like Shelby and other people are doing like off events. So it'll be interesting, I guess, if Shelby is just like treating it as like an off year, like off event, or she's actually like, oh, maybe I'll do the 10K.
I think she could be great at the 10K.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, she's good at the 5K, you'd be good at the 10K.
Mm-hmm.
That's typically the way it works. So.
Speaking of being good at the 5K and having that translate to being good at the 10K.
Yeah.
At Stanford, Jane Hendegren stepped into a 10K.
Yeah. Debuted
with the collegiate record.
Dude. So crazy. She's so good.
She is the most talented.
I think
American
she's the best
runner.
5K, 10K runner in the country, like pros or college kids.
I mean, she's gonna have to go.
I don't know if there's anyone that I would have a hard time. Like, yeah, I agree. She needs to go head to head with more pros, but I don't know who of pros that run the 5K, 10K right now that I would be like, not think Jane could potentially beat them.
I agree. I agree, but she has to actually beat everybody.
No, 100%.
Or
100%.
run significantly faster, because I still think that like Shelby and Josette and Elise all have faster 5K PRs.
Oh yeah, for sure. But she's only, how many 5Ks has she actually run?
I know she ran some in high school.
I know she ran some in high school, but like she ran a few in high school, and then she ran
one in indoors.
Yeah, but indoor, she owns the indoor collegiate record. I mean, and the other thing too is like if Jane just stays healthy, it's like maybe she's not the best person. Maybe like you put all the best pros in the U.S. on the line. Like obviously, very possible Jane doesn't win. But like if she stays healthy and keeps progressing, it's like fucking over.
Dude, I know.
It's so over.
No, I agree with you. I think she's the most talented American distance runner we've ever seen. Yeah,
well, it's funny. I think right now happening, her and Cooper are probably like the two of the most talented. I mean, that's not to say like I think like people like Donovan Brazier are insanely fucking talented. I mean, the list goes on of like insanely. Yeah. There's so many insanely talented people, but for the stuff that both of those two are doing, like right now, like
for their ages,
pretty crazy. Also, like the other thing too is like running is right now in like this golden age of like progression.
Yeah.
So to be at like the cutting edge of that is really insane.
It is.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's really cool. So I want to see Jane at her best, and I want to see her go head to head against the best U.S.
Yeah, her racing like Josette.
Yeah. And Shelby and Elise. And, you know, Carissa, and, you know, go down the list of all the best American 5Kers. Like, I want to see her go head to head with the best Americans.
Yeah.
Because I think 2027, 2028, I don't see why Jane doesn't make both those teams.
Oh.
And run at the World Championships in the Olympics.
If there was one person I would bet on to make those teams, it would be Jane.
At least as things are going right now.
Yeah. No. But if I was to put, if like I had to like bet, if I had to gamble.
More gambling. Here we go.
If I had to gamble a little bit.
Which we know you're very good at.
No, I'm terrible. But if I had to gamble, I would put the most money on Jane for those events.
I would too, yeah.
Because if she's not hurt, I just think if she stays healthy, oh my God.
I know, yeah.
I think it's really good. I mean, yeah, she could be the thing that catapults the U.S. into like really, really being competitive with Africans.
Yep, I agree 100%.
Like at World Championships.
I mean, she would be the one to do it.
Yeah, I mean,
because
yeah.
I mean, Shelby was knocking on the door last year.
No. The Americans we've been getting there, but I'm just saying like the level of talent.
Yes.
I mean, she debuted in a collegiate record.
I know, that's insane.
The collegiate record by Parker Valby, who's also an Olympian at that event.
It's true. Yeah.
you know? And I think Parker finished like top 10 at the Olympics in the 10K.
I think she did. Yeah.
So it's like, I don't know. I'm excited to see how she does.
Me too.
She's just like insanely good. Biggest thing is just hopefully she can stay healthy.
Yeah.
And obviously she's young and she's, I mean, I remember when I was 18 years old, didn't know anything. So there's also like a lot to learn, but
Yes, there's a lot to learn, but I feel like BYU is a very special place
yeah,
where like you can figure things out and you're surrounded by people who are very supportive of you
yeah,
and will really help you figure things out.
yeah,
Where, at other colleges, people aren't quite as connected and people aren't quite as family oriented as they are at BYU. And so,
yeah,
and plus Coach Taylor is fostering like a very good environment for those women.
yeah.
So I think that, out of all of the places that, you could be at that talent level that young.
But there's also a lot of pros there as well, which is good for her. Because I
Yeah.
mean, realistically, like Jane is like putting it to all the pros even probably too.
Oh, I'm sure she's putting it to the pros.
Yeah.
Yeah. Cause
So, but the biggest thing is just stay healthy.
yeah, she's
Yeah.
got, yeah.
If she just stays healthy, I'm very intrigued. Because
Yep.
you'd imagine her biggest years of progression will be over the next 4 or 5 years.
Yeah. I mean,
Like from being a high school,
yeah. From
Yeah.
being a teenager to into her early
being
20s.
adult.
Yeah.
Yeah, obviously she can keep progressing way well after that. But
Well,
you also
hopefully.
just never know with kids that are like as talented as they are when they're so young. Like those athletes that we've seen that, they have crazy talent. They're super good and then they struggle. But yeah, anyways, pretty crazy, pretty impressive. So,
Also, in that same race, a
yeah,
little
oh
off
yeah.
that back, CU women did well. I mean, Abby Nicknecki got the school record.
Yeah, which is huge.
Yep, the
23.
32-23, which is really awesome.
Yeah, great job, Abby. That was sick.
Yeah, Abby's been training really, really hard. She's been super locked in. She's been a great leader on the team.
Didn't she like hurt her knee this week and still ran that good?
Yeah, so she like bumped her knee on a coffee table really bad and it got really swollen and she like was struggling to run.
Dang, still got it done.
Yeah, she still got it done. So maybe
Let's go.
she just needs
That's even better. Maybe she can run even faster.
Yeah, maybe she will. Yeah, if she can have
Without
more
a
consistency.
banged up.
Super psyched for her.
Yeah, that's
awesome.
amazing.
And then her fiance Cole.
Also, like I will say, like having a school record at like CU is like pretty nuts.
Oh my gosh, that's so sick.
Yeah, that's pretty sick.
That's so sick. I never was even close.
What was the school record in the steeplechase? Do you know?
It was like
It's Emma, right? It has to be Emma.
It's Emma, and I think it's like 9. I think it was like 9:30 something. I don't know if
We weren't that far off.
I don't know if Maddie Borman ever got it.
I doubt it.
But I think she has like the second fastest time. And I think I have like the 5th fastest time. Something
really?
like that. Yeah, because I think it was like Emma, Jenny, Shalea, Maddie, me.
We'd have to look that up. I don't know.
But
anyway, my point just being having a school record at CU is not, it's one of the greatest distance running programs ever. I think that's the thing. It's like weird about how fast times are now.
Yeah.
It's like if you look at some of the school records of like CU, like in comparison,
they don't seem that crazy anymore.
They don't seem that crazy, but
they were at the time.
No, yeah, for sure. But I mean, still, regardless, like you had a school record at one of the most prestigious like distance programs ever. So,
and it's a fast time too.
Yeah, no, that's fast as shit. So yeah, shout out Abby.
Yep. Probably is going to be a regional qualifier, which is awesome.
Yeah, but wouldn't that would qualify, wouldn't it?
Oh yeah,
Isn't you have to hit a certain mark? It's just a time mark, isn't it?
No, it's a top 30.
Oh yeah, I mean, I would be shocked if that wasn't top 30.
I would be shocked if that's not top 30 also, because there aren't very many other opportunities after this to get a 10K. Like the only other big meet is going to be Bryan Clay, and I don't know how fast the 10K is going to be.
They usually run a shit ton of 10Ks, but like that whole weekend they
do a shit ton of races.
Yeah, there'll definitely be 10Ks.
But then after Bryan Clay, it's pretty much conference.
Yeah,
and
conference.
So there's like 2 more chances.
So it was pretty brutal to me that they run like the 10Ks at conference.
I know. And a lot of the athletes do 5K, 10K doubles.
I know, it's so gnarly.
And I had to do steeplechase 5K.
Yeah, I remember that. Broke your heel.
Yeah, I did. I broke my heel.
I remember that. You're like,
Calcaneo
my
reaction.
heel hurts a lot. I'm like, and then, yeah, that was crazy back in the day. She would just be like run on a broken foot for like months and not say anything. Now she doesn't do that, which is really good.
Yeah, and now I don't get injured as much. I wonder why that happens.
Yeah.
Now I'm like super paranoid. I'm like, oh, anterior tibialis is a little.
Yeah, Val has like feeling perfect. Val like does such a good job of like fueling and like resting and doing everything. So any day where she like feels slightly off, she's like she like complains about like, I didn't feel that good today.
Or like I'll see Kyle eat like a microwave bean burrito immediately before going to the gym.
Delicious.
And I'm just like, and they're like, oh, well, it's just food. And then I told him, I was like, yeah, I mean, I don't think I could eat that much protein that close to a race or that close to a workout. I think it would upset my stomach. And Kyle's like, I literally never even think about it. He's like, I don't care if my stomach hurts. All right.
No, but like the fucking importance of my shit versus your shit is like,
yeah, but don't you want to feel good?
No, I do want to feel good, but I don't know. That's the thing though, is like, I don't know. Also, like going to the gym and lifting weights, obviously, like when I was running a lot, like in college and stuff, you had to obviously be more strategic about what you ate, when you ate, and make sure. Yeah, like obviously I get that, but like going to like be a meathead for an hour, you don't need to worry about like eating a burrito. Like sometimes you just need to eat some food after like work or whatever.
Yeah. Being a meathead, yikes.
I mean, I also don't have like a whole lot of like purpose of like working out. Like working out is mostly just like, okay, I'm trying not to get ugly and fat. Like this guy, I was in the sauna last week. And this guy was sitting next to me and I can't remember what he said, but we started talking and he was like, "Oh yeah, I've like just started doing the sauna." And I was like, "Oh, that's cool. Nice. How do you like it? Whatever." Like small talk. And then he asked me, he was like, why do you do the sauna? And I was like, I don't know. Cause it's like makes me like sweat.
Because I told you to do it?
Yeah, Val tells me to do it. And the guy's like, well, like, are you trying to like he was kind of joking. He's like, are you trying to live forever? Are you trying to like get lean? I was like, honestly, man, I don't know. Like, I'm just in here because I do this with my fiance. And he was like, how long do you do it for? And I was like, I'm gonna do 30 minutes. And then he was like, well, why are you doing 30 minutes? And I was like, because my fiance does 30 minutes. Yeah, this guy was like, he's like, I'm doing this for like all the health benefits. And which I am too, like I guess, but it was just kind of funny because the guy was like very like he wanted to know like why, like had to have a reason. And I was like, dude, I'm just like doing things.
Just doing things.
Yeah, I don't know. You know, like like what about like what's the purpose of me working out besides like to like stay fit? It's not like if
it is good for you.
No, it's good for me.
Yeah.
For sure. But like
Yeah.
there's no real purpose. Is my point. Which is fine. I'm totally cool with that. It's
yeah, but
like
if you want to get super meta, what is the purpose?
no, but like
nothing
you have
has a
real
purpose.
goals. Like you have like real I'm saying like
You have goals.
kind of.
You like are excited about like squat PRs and stuff.
Kind of. But it's not like, oh, I'm like really trying to do this thing. Like you have like a very specific purpose. Like I'm trying to be the best at this thing.
Yeah.
I'm not trying I couldn't even tell you what I'm being the best at. Like I'm never gonna lift the most or be the biggest person, you know?
You know why you're doing this? Remember when your coworker met you in person and she was like, "Oh, I thought you were going to be short and fat."
That was actually wild. Yeah,
and
that
they're
was
training.
crazy.
They're training so that you.
That was one of the craziest things someone said to me. They saw me on Zoom and they thought I was going to be short and fat, and I was like, wow, that was brutal. So, but yeah, maybe. I don't know. No, I mean, I like to work out. Like, I feel like a lazy piece of shit if I don't like work out every day, to like some extent. That's like really the only reason.
Is there any peer pressure, like when I'm doing double T and I'm running like 18 miles?
No.
That you're like, oh, I have to go do something.
No, I mean, I think I think the peer pressure is just like, if I didn't work out, then I would be like a piece of shit, like a lazy piece of shit. But as long as I do something, I'm not like, oh, I need to go do more because you're doing crazy ass shit. No, I don't feel that way at all.
That's good.
Yeah. As long as I do something.
Yeah.
But like, there was a period of time where I was doing like just lifting weights, like mostly lifting weights, and like running or doing like cardio pretty like sparsely, like riding on the bike or running or whatever. But now I'm
more locked in with the cardio.
Yeah, which I think is good.
I think it is good. I mean,
I'm also playing soccer.
That's hard. That's been
Shout
hard
out
on your
my indoor soccer team.
ranked number 1.
So much fun.
Oh my.
So much fun. Yeah, it's awesome. I will say one of our wins was because the other team didn't show up.
Yeah, it was a forfeit. A win by
Still
forfeit.
counts.
Yeah.
We're locked in. We're going for the W.
The W.
Anyways, but it was actually great that game got canceled because my pieces was so sore. Yeah, I don't even know what we're talking about. We're just like riffing here at this point. What are we talking about?
We can circle back to Peyton Jordan.
The Stanford invite?
Yeah, the Stanford invite.
But that is technically a race. But this wasn't Peyton Jordan.
This was
do they still have Peyton Jordan?
I don't know. Never mind. I'm sorry. Stanford invite. Let's circle back to Stanford invite.
No. We were talking about Bryan Clay, weren't we? Yes, we were. Weren't we? We were talking about the 10Ks at Bryan. Like, they're going to probably have 10Ks at Bryan Clay.
Oh, yeah. And they're going to have like 100 million 10Ks. They go
and
until
100 million 5Ks.
Until like 1 a.m.
Yeah.
Dude.
Yeah.
That's the thing about Bryan Clay. Love the meat. Great meat. The thing that I absolutely hate about Bryan Clay is that it's a rolling schedule.
You know what I want to know about Bryan Clay?
What?
How much money do they make?
Oh, a shit ton.
I bet.
Year though.
It's so many fucking people go there.
Allegedly, this year they're like gonna have some sort of like world sanctioning.
Yeah, that's sick. I mean, they should. I mean, it's good meat.
It's the biggest meat. It's one of the biggest meats in the country, probably.
Yeah.
And so they're gonna have world ranking points for elite heats, and there's obviously gonna be prize money for the elite heats as well. And so that's super exciting. Yeah. And I'm really, really happy that some more U.S. meets are kind of stepping it up, because for college kids to be able to get some world ranking points, like this could be the only meet that the college kids get world ranking points at the whole year.
It doesn't make sense. Like, NCAA should be like a world ranked meet.
Do you know why it can't be?
Why?
In order to get world ranking, you have to offer prize money, and the NCAA doesn't want to have prize money. But now that there's NIL, it shouldn't matter. Like, why aren't we paying people who win NCAAs?
But you wouldn't even have to give them, like, you could give them like
$5.
You could give yeah, you could give like first place like $1,000, and then just like $900, $800. You give them like nothing.
Yeah, I know.
And it'll be enough.
Yeah, it would. Yeah, it would be enough. Stupid. It'd be enough to sanction it. But I hope that they do change the rules, because I do think that the NCAA championship should at least be a bronze level meet in the world rankings.
I don't know about bronze. Is that what Bryan Clay is going to be, or is there something below bronze?
I think there's something below bronze, and I think that's what Bryan Clay is going to be. But I think NCAA should be a bronze level meet. If that stupid meet in Leuven, where you can win the 1500 in a 409, is a bronze level meet.
That one was bronze?
Yes.
Are you sure?
Yes. NCAA needs to be a bronze level meet.
That's probably fair.
Because nothing against that Leuven meet. I mean, good for the Europeans for being
the Europeans have races. It's just a lot better system. The U.S. doesn't have nearly as many like world ranking races, which is silly. Like, but even like USA's. I remember when you won like the chase in 2024 and like won like I think the 3rd fastest time in the world that year, and it was like barely moved your world ranking, and I was like,
because I don't think it's a gold level meet.
No, it's not. I'm pretty sure it's not a gold level meet. But anyways, yeah, that's insane.
That the U.S. championship isn't a gold level meet, but then a Diamond League is, and
well, I can understand it maybe not being gold, but like I think
it should be gold.
Probably
because it's the biggest.
But I can see it being like silver, but I don't think it's silver. I could be wrong on that. I think talking.
I don't know what it is, but anyways, the United States needs to step it up, and Bryan Clay offering some world ranking points is a step in the right direction.
Yeah.
And so I am actually really excited about that. And so then some of these kids can get points. Like if Jane decides to go and she wins the 5.
So are they offering prize money?
Yeah.
But the college kids can't take it, right?
Yes, they can now that NIL is a thing.
Oh. Okay.
Now that NIL is a thing, they can accept money for anything.
NIL is so confusing to me.
Like NIL just stripped the amateur status, because before it was you had to be an amateur to be in NCAA, and amateur was you can't accept any money or any prizes or any endorsements, right?
Yeah.
But now that NIL is here, there's no such thing as amateurism anymore.
Mm.
So these kids can accept, if one of these college kids went to Grand Slam and Grand Slam actually paid them out and the kid won, they could have won $100,000, a college kid.
Oh my God. That's actually something we haven't talked about Grand Slam in a while.
We could briefly touch on it.
I don't even think about that. Well, yeah, I mean, Grand Slam continues to burn to the ground, but I don't know if you actually heard about this. I don't know if we talked about this, but, and again, I don't know the validity of this, but apparently Michael Johnson, like right before they like canceled their last meet, he like took $500,000 out of the like Grand Slam bank account and into his bank account, because they can see all this stuff. Like, you know, there's a paper trail for all this stuff. So basically, he got in some like hot water. So I think he had to give that like $500,000 back, obviously.
That's so crazy.
Yeah.
That's real.
But they're still trying, like the bankruptcy proceedings, they're still trying to like have a 2026 season. And I think, and I need to look this up.
Are you serious?
Yeah. Well, no, not 2026 season. Sorry, not this year, but a 2027 season. They're still trying to come back, which is like such a joke to me. Like that shit's over.
Yeah, they should just let it go.
Well, you know, Michael Johnson, I'm sure doesn't want to be like, he doesn't want to.
Yeah, well,
like, fail.
he made a bad product. Just let it fail and try something new.
Well, yeah, but he never could come back. Michael Johnson can never come back and put on a meet. Like, he's screwed. Like, no one would ever want to partner with him.
I will say, even though Grand Slam was a horrible idea and it's ending horribly, it sounds like.
Yeah.
It did put pressure on the other organizations. Like, I think one of the reasons Bryan Clay did step up and did try to get sanctioning and world ranking and all this stuff for the meet was because of the pressure of Grand Slam. Like, Grand Slam was a gold level meet or whatever, right? Like, or a silver level meet or whatever.
I don't know on that.
They had some sort of world ranking associated with Grand Slam. And it was the most, like, sanctioned meets in the US, probably. And so I think Grand Slam did put the pressure on everybody to, like, have better meets that have world ranking points, that have prize money. And
yeah, but I'm pretty sure, like, World Athletics is like not psyched that they were even associated with that because it's been such a fucking disaster.
Yeah, I'm sure World Athletics is not psyched about that, but also it's like World Athletics. I mean, the fact that we saw the writing on the wall, someone at World Athletics must have seen the writing on the wall too. Because I'm sure World Athletics was privy to more stuff than we saw in the public eye, right? Like, they probably had to, you know, give them certain information and certain financial documents and.
Yes. So, but there is a proposed plan that would repay athletes about 85% of what they're owed, but vendors get almost nothing, 1 to 2%. I think that's fucking insane. Personally, like, I want to see the athletes get paid, but I also don't think that it makes sense. Like, I think everyone should get paid like the same.
Yeah.
Like, I think athletes and vendors should all get paid the same. And the only reason why they want to pay the athletes more than like the vendors is because no athletes will want to come back or consider doing it in the future.
Yeah.
If like they don't pay them fully out. But to me, like, I hate to say it, but if you're like a business, like, I don't want to say that, anyways, we don't need to go down this rabbit hole, but I just think that it's crazy that I want to see the athletes get paid, but just fucking over the vendors makes no sense to me.
Yeah.
Like, how anyone could be okay with that, I just think is like crazy.
Yeah.
But it's clearly like very motivated around like, because, you know, like they can go find more vendors, right? Like, potentially.
Yeah.
Like, the vendors will probably all be in the future. Like, yeah, you're going to pay us up front though.
Yeah.
But like the athletes probably do the same thing, which is why none of this shit's ever going to happen. But I bet the reason why they want to repay the athletes more is to like save face with the athletes. Because like that's his community. Like, if you think about Michael Johnson's community, it's like the athletes.
Yeah.
Right?
It is. Yeah.
He's never going to go talk, like, I mean, you know, he's not going to go talk to like some media vendor.
Right.
Right? I mean, maybe Sidious Mag, but like, anyways, I don't think well, We'll see how much people get paid out.
It's so interesting mentioning that like people, anything associated with Grand Slam from here on out is going to want to be paid up front.
Yeah.
And that's interesting because in none of the running events that I've ever won prize money from have I ever been paid, even like appearances and stuff. I've never been paid up front for an appearance fee to come to a meet. Never. It's always been like, usually a couple weeks after the event. And in some cases, like a month after the event, I'll finally get paid from participating in the event or doing well.
Yeah, but that's fine. Like, as long as you know you're going to get paid.
Yeah, but that's what I'm saying. Like, there's trust there. Like, all these events that I'm going to, like, I'm not worried that, like Portland Track Fest. I was never worried that Portland Track Fest wasn't going to pay me. Like,
Right.
I knew that they would.
Well, yeah, but they're also not saying they're going to pay you $100,000 for winning.
It's true, yeah. It
So,
was like $800 for
Right.
second place or something like that.
Yeah, I mean, someone's dad could go find that money in the couch cushions, Like, you know what I mean? Like, it's just different.
Yeah.
You're just working with, like, different calculus. Anyways, Grand Slam track's not coming back. I bet my life on it. Anyways, what else do we want to talk about before we talk about F1? Is there any other running stuff we wanted to talk about?
I wanted to say that some other athletes did well. Cole
Oh,
did well
yes.
in the
Yes.
steeplechase.
We're popping all over the place. Yeah. Shout out to Cole. He crushed that
He did.
steeple.
And he won.
I think he ran a new PR. I think that's a new PR.
Possibly. I'd have to ask him.
8:32.
That's good.
That's fast.
Yep.
As fuck.
Yep. And then James Overly ran really well in the 10K, which was awesome.
Yeah.
I think
28:11.
Yep. I think he's a senior this year, so that's really good.
Yeah,
I know he
that's
struggled
so
with some,
fast.
Yeah, he struggled with some injury, and so to be able to,
Yeah. And then that redshirt sophomore.
Yeah.
Ran 28:04
Yeah.
or 28:07. One of the two, which is fucking nuts.
Yeah.
Yep. Or Essie ran 15:33.
It's a second away from my PR.
Bang.
I know.
Yeah, that's really good because I know she's had some
She's had some health issues.
Yeah. So that's awesome to
Yeah.
see her back at it.
Totally.
Oh yeah, Avery ran the 800 today.
Oh yeah, how did she do?
She ran like 2:01.
Oh wow, that's
Pretty good.
Yeah, that's pretty good.
I think
The
like
800
2:01 mid.
The 800 is one of those things that I think you just have to race it a bunch to like get the hang of it.
Yeah.
But I mean, she's doing really well. So yeah, CU, shout out CU, did well at Stanford.
That's awesome.
Which is really exciting because I think that
neat. It was a big West Coast meet.
Yeah, I mean, it should be one of the biggest meets.
Yeah.
I mean, the facility is so nice.
Yeah.
You ever run at the Stanford meet? I did it a bunch in
I
college.
ran a 2 C-level meets my entire college career, both at Bryan Clay.
Sick.
Bryan Clay's cool. Yeah, I had one good race there. The other race that fell. But yeah, I think the other 2 years I was hurt.
Palo Alto is so nice.
I bet. I've heard great things. I've never been there though.
It's quite nice.
But no, so I have not raced at Stanford. I also wasn't good enough to get into Stanford.
Peasant.
I agree. Dog shit.
That's okay.
But I could get into one of the 10,000 Bryan Clay heats. What's up?
So CU's on a great trajectory, and it's really cool because like obviously I'm doing like a lot of the same training as those athletes, so it's just really cool to see. When I see them having success, then it's like, okay, cool. Like I'm gonna be successful also, but also the workouts that I've done have shown that as well.
Yeah, I'd say so. Yeah. Yeah. Anyway, yeah. So shout out to you. It was sick to see all the results come through. And excited. I mean, excited for everyone's outdoor track. I'm really. I wish there was a world championships this year, but yeah, I mean, still it's gonna be sick. I mean, outdoor track's sick.
Outdoor track is sick, and every Diamond League is basically like a championship race.
Yep.
Which is cool.
Yeah.
I'm confirmed for pre, so
you'll see her at pre. You'll see
me at pre in a steeplechase, not the 1500.
Yeah, I hope not.
1500.
Yeah, that would be a disaster.
Yeah, it would be really bad. I'd literally finish.
You could run race of your life in the 1500 at pre and literally get shitted on.
I could finish 10 seconds behind the winner and run the race of my life.
Yes.
Easily.
Yeah.
I could finish 15 seconds behind the winner.
Didn't Faith run 3:48 there this year?
Okay, so I could finish 20 seconds behind the leader and run the race of my life.
No, not 20 seconds. That wouldn't be the race of your life.
Okay, no, it wouldn't. But
that's below your PR.
14 seconds behind the winner.
Okay, whatever.
The winner would finish 100 meters ahead of
All right, we're going down into these rabbit holes
Yeah,
too
these
deep.
dumb rabbit holes. Okay,
All right,
let's talk about F1.
thank God. Been waiting for this the whole time. All right. So, for some more context, if you guys didn't listen to our last podcast, Val and I are very unpleased with the current regulations. Along with pretty much every other real fan that knows anything about F1 is unpleased with the current regulations. So the last race was last weekend, which was in Japan,
which is a sick course.
which is a sick track. All the drivers love it. It has a lot of like really like fast high G turns that they take really, really fast. And I think of this race weekend was the greatest exposure to the problems with the current regulations, like by far, of any of the previous races. So, did you want to add anything to that before I keep rambling here?
And pretty much every single driver had something to say.
Yeah, pretty much no one was psyched about it.
Yeah, no one.
Besides maybe like the Mercedes guys.
Yeah, probably. But no one was keeping their mouth shut, maybe besides the Mercedes guys. And
Yeah.
everyone was kind of speaking their mind and being pretty frank about the state of the cars.
Yeah. So the first thing was in like qualifying, I think that's where it like really, they're probably talking about it more in practice, but obviously practice doesn't get as much publicity as like qualifying does. So basically, what makes qualifying in F1 special is that it's a balance of like drivers. Well, one, obviously you have to have a good car. Like the big thing in Formula One, if you guys aren't familiar, is like car development. So like some cars are ass and some cars are really, really good. So the cars that are ass are kind of irrelevant in qualifying.
Yep.
But usually like the best teams have like typically the best drivers and have the best cars. So like Red Bull, Ferrari, Mercedes,
McLaren,
to name like some of the best teams.
Mm-hmm.
But the thing in qualifying is it's kind of a balance of like these drivers, like you remove like the speed of the actual cars. It's basically a balance of a driver's skill and balls to basically like sack up and like throw it around a turn at like 150 or so whatever miles per hour. Like, you know, just hoping that the car doesn't like lose traction. In Suzuka, the racetrack in Japan, which is a sick track, has a bunch of these high G turns. So what happened is because now these new regulations in F1 have the power unit of 50% battery power and 50% internal combustion engine, they had to, the way the battery is deployed, anytime you like floor it, you have to deploy your battery to like go as fast as possible. But like you charge it everywhere except for like the straights, basically. So like in qualifying, now these drivers can't go into a turn as like quickly as possible or as quickly as like they dare to, because if they do that, then they pay for it on the straights, because then they don't have enough battery to deploy on the straights, and then they just lose overall time. So basically, what all the drivers were saying was like, it fucking sucks because it's not even like really like qualifying like anymore. It's like if you drive the way that you should drive, which is like being super aggressive into the corners, then you don't have enough battery power on the straights, and then you just overall lose time. So basically you have to be more cautious in the corners, charge your battery, and then deploy it on the straights, which like kind of removes like the skill of driving. Not like completely, but to a certain level.
It removes the gutsiness that you used to have before.
Yeah.
And
now more than ever,
it's a strategy game,
right?
More than a guts and like a who's the best driver. It's like, okay, well, whose strategy team is telling the driver like what to do and how is the driver reacting to that the best?
Yeah.
And so now it's just
so a lot of the drivers after qualifying, like a lot of these like radio messages were like coming out where they were just like all just shitting on like how bad the battery like management and like how you have to drive these new cars. And then what made it 100 times worse and even more apparent was in the race, during the race. Do you want to summarize it, or you want me to go?
You can talk.
Okay.
Yeah.
I feel like I'm rambling. But in the race, Ollie Behrman, who drives for the Haas F1 team, which is actually an American team, but they're typically pretty shitty. Anyways, they're not one of the top teams, but very behind. He was behind Franco Colapinto of Alpine. And this is something that I didn't fully realize or like fully understand, like the way the cars worked. But because everyone's car is like because in F1 it's all about like developing your own car. So all these cars are completely custom to the teams. So one thing that I didn't really realize is that because the way you have to manage this battery and like save energy for like the straights, because everyone's car is different, the way that you actually drive the track can be like different. Like whereas before is like everyone roughly had like the same way to drive the track.
But even before, remember that graphic that they would show, like, oh, Hamilton's dominating the straights and Leclerc's
Well, right, like
turns.
some cars might be better in turns, some cars might be faster in straights.
And that's still the case.
No, for sure. But because you have to manage now the new regulations, you have to manage your battery and your deployment of your battery. That means that the areas of the track that you might be like than someone else's. So this was made more apparent than ever because Ollie Behrman was behind Franco Colapinto, and Ollie Behrman was basically deploying. He was going a lot faster because he wasn't like saving his battery, and he wasn't charging his battery at that point in time. So he like fucking goes by Franco Colapinto so fast. Like basically Franco Colapinto was going so slow because he was charging his battery and Ollie Behrman was not charging his battery. He was deploying his battery. That like Colapinto came so fast onto Ollie Behrman that he had to like swerve out of the way, loses control of his car, and hits the barrier at 50 Gs. So not only do these regulations suck, they're also trying to kill drivers.
It doesn't make any sense.
Yeah.
Like the speed difference between those two cars, the only time I've ever seen that is in qualifying when someone's doing a like cool down lap and somebody's doing an out lap. I've never seen that speed difference two cars on the same point in the track in an F1 race ever in my life.
Yeah.
Unless someone's limping back to the pit lane or something. But like Colapinto was racing.
Yeah.
It was insane. It was so stupid. And then all the drivers afterwards were like, we told you this was going to happen.
Yeah.
Like this could have happened at race 1. It was a matter of time.
Well, what they were saying is like, you're lucky this happened here and not like in Saudi Arabia on like a street circuit.
Yeah.
Where there's fucking
people.
Cement walls.
Yeah.
Well, no, I don't think necessarily people. I mean, obviously, yes.
But there are people.
Yeah. But like,
cement walls. Yeah.
Yeah, main thing is like the barrier, at least he had like a runoff area and like the car kind of slowed down somewhat before hitting the barrier and still clocking 50 Gs. And then also like Ollie Behrman hopped out of the car and he's like limping.
Yeah, because he hurt his knee or something.
Yeah, he ended up being fine. But yeah, so not only do these, I mean, also like the broadcast, they literally cut off on the like straights or in the turns when they're like downshifting. So you don't hear these cars like losing battery or like power. It's the fucking worst. And everyone, like the online F1 community, is just like tripping balls about how bad it is. And like their viewers, I mean, wouldn't be surprised. Like I mean, people are saying they're not watching it. We're still watching it because it's like something to watch, but it fucking sucks.
It's
terrible. And now like I don't know. Max talked about how bad he thought it was going to be like 3 years ago. I would imagine other drivers probably said stuff too. But then also if they said like, we think this is going to be dangerous, the FIA still doesn't listen. And then now like someone's crashed. And it's just like, like sustainability and like whatever should just never like be involved in the decision making around making the fastest cars in the world. It just doesn't make any sense.
Yeah, this is an entertainment thing. This isn't like, if they're actually concerned about sustainability, why don't they go do something actually important?
Yeah.
Like creating better, green energy for, all the factories in China that are polluting the whole entire world. Like,
Yeah.
what are we doing here?
Well, and like the best part is like after this race, again, like Max was basically like, yeah, I don't know. Like I might just retire after this year. This shit sucks.
But then he, 4 days later was racing that.
No, like 2 days later.
2 days?
He's racing a GT car around the Nürburgring. Like the dude just wants to drive sick cars. He doesn't want to drive like, I just think the thing is like those cars just aren't very fun to drive.
Yeah.
Like I think Max realistically would probably drive an F1 for a really long time just because he loves to race cars.
Yeah.
But he also doesn't want, like, he doesn't need the money, and I don't think he really cares, but he wants to drive cars that are actually enjoyable.
Yeah, yeah.
You know? And, like, realistically, like, if you're, like, in F1, if all the cars are just, like, basically, it's an engine and battery race, like, Max, who's arguably, like, the most talented driver, like, yeah, he'll still do well, but he's not going to shine, like, if it was everyone's racing the same way. Right? Or like, he also doesn't have the strongest engine or battery combo.
I know, yeah. Red
So
Bull's
anyways,
struggling a little this year.
Fucking sucks. It sucks. And now it's trying to kill drivers. The regulations are trying to kill drivers. But they did say the FIA did make a statement that they are reviewing the regulations. And they should.
Yeah.
Because it sucks. Just put a fucking like big ass engine in those things that rolls coal. Who gives a shit? I don't know.
Or if you're interested in the battery, why don't you mimic the hybrid battery technology that are in the supercars?
No, but that's what they were doing before this year.
I know. That's what I'm saying. Last year was fine.
Yeah.
I liked last year. That was great.
Yeah.
I mean, the V6 is, a little weaker than, the screaming V10, but I'll take that V6, full throttle down the straights any day of the week than this.
Yeah. Yeah, they should
Downshifting, like, significantly before the corners is crazy.
Criminal for, like,
that's what pedestrian
the most
cars,
elite race car.
Yeah, like pedestrian cars are doing that. I mean, 18-wheelers are doing that. Why?
Like if I cared about one, sustainability, or two, like, didn't enjoy the sound of engines, I'd just go watch Formula E.
Yeah, Formula E exists.
And it's terrible.
Nobody watches it.
Yeah, because no one,
Even though the cars are really fast.
I don't even know how fast. Who cares? Formula 1 is getting fucking cringe, which sucks.
Because we love it.
Yeah, we do love it a lot. We like cars a lot too. So, anyways, I didn't crash out as hard as I did last time, but
it's because we're both tired.
Yeah, we should go eat.
Yeah, we're gonna go eat. We're gonna have some burgers. So, conspiracy theory to wrap things up.
Oh yeah, shit. Okay, go ahead. Do you have one?
Yeah, I do. It's great.
Shit. Okay.
It's really good. Okay, if I saw this conspiracy theory on Reddit and I was like, this is the best conspiracy theory I've seen in a really, really long time. I love this. The conspiracy theory is there's these things called basalt columns, and they're basically like these hexagonal shaped columns of basalt that can be super, super tall. And
wait, where? Where would they be?
Where are they? There's some in Iceland. There's some in Scotland.
Okay.
They're like all over the place, but
like where? Like in caves or?
No. They're usually like a volcanic.
Okay.
Land. They're a volcanic formation.
Okay.
So they're in like volcanic areas or areas that have had past volcanic activity. Allegedly, the conspiracy theory is that these basalt columns are actually fossilized ancient trees. That the trees 1 million years ago or whatever were like miles tall, like a mile tall of a tree, and that these basalt columns are actually fossilized tree. And I thought that was the coolest conspiracy theory ever.
And do you believe it to be true? Is there any evidence to show that it's the case, or is it just people?
Nope.
Okay.
It's just a pure conspiracy, and I love it.
Mile high tall trees.
Yeah. They're
like an avatar.
Yes. Exactly like that.
Okay.
I know. I love it. I love that conspiracy theory. I was like, hell yeah, this is a really good
Sign
one.
me up.
I know.
I'm in. Okay.
Basalt columns are actually fossilized trees.
Fuck yeah. Shit yeah.
Do you have a conspiracy theory?
Dude, I was trying to think of one.
That's okay. You don't need one. There's another conspiracy theory going around that Donald Trump is dead. Have you seen that?
No.
Circulating the internet because he didn't appear at a press conference that he was supposed to, and then everyone's like, he's dead. That'd be crazy.
That would be crazy.
There was also a conspiracy theory
I'm
that
not sure if that
Netanyahu was dead too. I don't know.
Yeah.
I doubt it. I doubt either of them are dead.
They're definitely both alive.
Yeah, they're definitely both alive.
They're definitely both alive.
But it was an interesting conspiracy theory circulating the internet.
Jeez. Well, we live in weird times. Mile high salt trees.
Not salt.
Salt. Oh, you said basalt. I just wanted to paraphrase.
Mile high salt trees.
Mile high salt trees that Avatar Blue people used to live in. And then Donald Trump and Netanyahu are both dead. And we have to at least keep complaining about F1 because that's the only way things will change.
Exactly.
We complain about it on our podcast. Fuck you, FIA. I hate you.
Yeah, exactly.
There's got to be a conspiracy theory for this bullshit.
Do you want me to look into it?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. Look into F1 conspiracy theories about these bullshit regulations. I bet there's some good ones.
Oh yeah. I already can think of a few.
Elon Musk?
No, it's probably like, okay, who's providing the batteries? Is it a conspiracy to get mainstream technology to use this new battery technology?
Yeah, but see, the problem is if they wanted it to be cool, the cars would actually have to be sick.
They think that it's, you know when someone has an ugly ass bag and you're like, holy shit, that bag is so ugly, and then you look closer and it's Louis Vuitton, and then maybe you're like, wait a second, is that bad?
It's called fashion now. It's called fashion.
But that's what they're trying to do. That's what they're trying to do.
No, it's not fashion.
It's an ugly ass bag.
No.
But it has a Louis Vuitton stamp on it.
Nope.
So is it good?
Nope.
But there's some plebes out there that might be like, it's F1, but not real fans. Not like you and me.
If you like F1 this year, I hate you. Fuck you.
There could be children. There could be children listening to this podcast.
We mark it not safe for children when we upload it, so I don't give a shit. But if there are children, I'm sorry. Don't listen to this.
It's okay if you like F1 if you're a child.
No. No, it's not. No one's allowed to like it. That's my personal opinion.
All right. Well, we should probably wrap this thing up. Thanks for listening if you made it this far.
I haven't.
Like and subscribe if you're on YouTube.
Or leave us a comment. Spotify. Some people leave comments. Shout out Marcus.
Yeah, shout out Marcus. And
that's our boy.
Yeah, he's the man. Marcus, thanks for listening. I know you're probably sipping a cup of coffee right now, listening to the podcast.
Like, Kyle's an idiot. Yeah. What is Val done with their life? I asked the same question, Marcus. I don't know. All right, guys. We will catch you in 1 to 3 business weeks.
See you later, guys.
Peace.
Peace.